Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansacharuda Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Samast Jana Kalyane Niritam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Om Sehna Bhavatu Sehno Bhunaktu Sehvidam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavid Vishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Basically, so far, we have come to verse 15 of chapter 2. So in 11th, 12th, and 13th words, basically Lord Krishna is stressing upon with the Arjun, understanding that he is grieving on the prospects of all these people who are assembled in the war will be killed. So they're not killed yet. They will be killed. That is what his anxiety is. So he's anticipating that once the war starts, all these people assembled are going to be killed. So that is the position that he is, and then he gives his arguments as to why he should not fight the war. And by the time we come to verse 10, Sanjaya is reporting that Arjun becomes so despondent and delirious, confused, and he did not know what to do, and he gives up. And he declares that he's not going to fight him. So in the first three verses, after he stops speaking, in verse 10, 11, 12, and 13, Lord Krishna is telling him, or drawing it attention to the fact that he is grieving for those he should not be grieving at all. And after these three verses, then he gives him, or begins to give him, this knowledge of how the perceptions are formed in verse 14. And then verse 15, he is talking about how all the experiences of your duality of experiences is caused. So these are 5 verses. So what we are going to do is we are going to listen to Gurudev's commentary on these 5 verses, and then we will take it from there.
Shri Bhagavan
Ashocyananvashocastvam Prajnavadamscha bhashase Gatasumscha Nanushocanti panditaha.
The entire first chapter and the first 10 verses of the second chapter are all preparation, the scenario, the background. You are introduced to the personality of Arjuna and his problem. This despondent, desperate warrior, the man of action, who has become incompetent to do anything because of his own mental confusion and not because of the situation around, has been brought in front of us.
Stop progressing.
Arguments. You will find how he starts with the highest standpoint, a philosophical standpoint, mystical standpoint, and says that there is nothing for you to fear. The student is able to understand because he is not at this moment in a very intellectual poise and ready to understand or try to rationally think because he is so confused. But he starts with the highest. Not that the student has understood anything about it. Then he comes down one step, one notch down. A little more grosser argument. Then he comes down to still, and he comes down to the grossest argument. In all these arguments, the conclusion is that there is no reason why man should get really broken down because of the pressure of the situations around. If you have got the mental poise in yourself, no situation is beyond you. Play your game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So what? The game is important, and not the winning and the losing. And enjoy the game. Make life a sport, not a tragedy, not a calamity, not a despairing situation. To the quietened mind of faith in himself and in the higher, no situation is so despairing. So he starts with the highest. Ashochan anyushojasto. You are weeping over people over whom ye need not be wept. Shoka, sorrow. You are unnecessarily worrying over yourself. You are grieving for those who don't deserve any grieving. You are worried that these people will die. Yes, it is true. They will die. Whether you are in this war or day after tomorrow, they will have to all die. Why are you weeping over it? Ashochan and sojasto. Prajnavadamscha bhashase. And you are talking as though you are a very wise, erudite scholar. You are quoting the Shastras, that why the war should not be, and the morality will go, and the various, the rituals in the society will go away. People's faith in the higher reality will go away, and therefore the character will go, and everything will be shattered. You are talking as though educating me, as though you are a great Pandit. But you are weeping over things over which no intelligent man need weep. Why? Because the Atman, the self, the enlivening essence in every one of us, the Om, is permanent, eternal, immutable, God. Functioning through our equipments of body, mind and intellect, it appears that we are a limited consciousness, limited entity. And this individuality is never permanent. The body can never be permanent because the realm of the body, mind and intellect and the rest of the world of plurality are all together constitute Einsteinian world of time and space. Conditioned by time, they are all constantly in a state of flux. Nothing is permanent. They come and go as bubbles come in waters and burst. But the essence of reality is one and the same. Ashochan and noshojastu. But prajnavadamscha bhashase. You talk as though you are a great Pandit, but you are behaving like a stupid ass, weeping over these people will die, as if you thought that they will be permanent, is it? Are you permanent? How can you expect the cousins to be permanent? If a war is not there, let the peace come. Do you think that all of them are going to permanently remain here in this world? Ashocha and Ashocha. Gatasoon akatam soomscha. Nanushojan the pandita. Those who know Pandit, really wise and intelligent people. They never weep over. Gatasoon, people who have gone. They don't weep over them. Agadan sumscha. There are only two types of people in the world. People who have already left. And what about us? Not yet gone. Not that we are permanent, we are here. No! We are going. They have gone. The gallons of water in the Ganges that have flown down, and new gallons of water are coming. This is a flow. In this flow, which gallon of water is constantly going to be staying with you? It's a flow. Where are your grandfathers? Where are the grandfathers? Where are some of the fathers? All gone, gone. You can sit down here and worry about them and weep over them, no harm. But you are wasting your time. Why? While you are weeping for them, you are also going towards the same. Just as you pushed your grandfather and great-grandfather and the father out for your accommodation, your children and grandchildren are already pushing you. It is a stream. So look at the whole picture of the stream of life. There is nothing for you to weep over. They have gone, bye-bye. And we are going. And new people are coming. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome for the new situation. And tell the children also, you also will one day go, never mind. There is nothing in coming and going, is the flow of life. But without looking at it in the larger scheme, you are looking at, I and my wife will be permanent. We will permanent. Nothing will happen to us. No, you can never build a fortress around you. This is a universal principle. You are all conditioned by time. In time, everything must be constantly in a state of flux, change. Today we are all here, tomorrow we are not here. But the world will not be empty. The newcomers will come in. It comes and goes. What is there to weep over? Gatasoon agadan sumscha. Those who have gone, and Krishna is not saying that those who are staying here. He's on the other hand, he says, those who have gone and those who have not yet gone. Not yet gone, agatasoon. Not yet gone means going, but not yet gone. It's a question of few more days. You have been given a chance to live. And one day, what man? Give me a glass of water, honey. By the time honey comes, you are gone. This is all a bubble-like. How long? It all depends. Some of them, as soon as the bubble comes, burst. Some bubbles, grow fat and eat up other bubbles and become big and use wonderful, wonderful biography. What a great man. This bubble was just so small and now it has grown so much. Before you can finish the biography, gone. So what is there? Live vitally every moment that you are living, without being cowed down by the situations around. Be a master of situations and live. Gadasuna Nanishojanti Panditaha. Real Pandits. Real Pandits means wise men who have thought over the matter, who knows what life itself means, without any attachment. They have, with a scientific detachment, have watched the procession of life, the dynamic flow of life. They don't weep over things that have gone or things that have not yet gone. And you are weeping over, these people, my own people, they will all go away. If my own people will permanently stay, if everybody wants my own people permanently stay, what will be the condition of the world? Because the new ones will be coming. Where will be accommodation? Even today the world's problem is the population is increasing. Population increasing means the proportion of dying and birth is not equalized. More people are being born, less people are dying, therefore the problem comes. Supposing nobody dies, what will be the condition? Even as it is in the seashore on in Sundays, you have no space to sit down. If for 1 year nobody is going to die, everybody will have to stand up only in the sun bath, standing, because there is no question of lying down. Population increases, the world is surviving because others are decently getting out, so that you may have the place for some time, not permanently, and you have to quit for your children to playground. That's why his people doesn't complain. But not that Arjuna understood it. You have understood. That is because there is Swami Chinmayananda between Krishna and you. Arjuna had nobody there. He only heard that. He must have thought that no, this man is talking nonsense. Gatasu na gatansusya nani shochandi pandita. Continue.
Natvevaham jatu nasam
Natvevaham
natvam neme janadhipaha
Natvam neme janadhipaha
na chaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param.
Why do you say that you need not worry about and weep over those who have gone and those who are going, not yet gone? Why do you say that? Heartless man, why are you saying like that? It is from the standpoint of the reality. The essence in us, the touch of life in us, never goes. It is permanent, eternal, immutable. It is God, the highest reality, in which each one of us have taken the different forms. Just as the waves come and die away, but the ocean remains. This oceanic water itself is playing as the waves. So generation after generation, various forms of plant, animal and human come and play in this world, gathering and harvesting its own experiences and disappear. Yes, names and forms will never be permanent, but that which is enlivening them all is permanent and eternal. Natvevaham jatu nasham. Never was a time when you and I were not here. You and I, not as this form and shape, but as their essence. Never was a time when we were not there, neme janadhipa, nor these janadhipaha, these various kings, the numberless kings who are now getting ready, when both the armies, they were all here in the world. It is for their evolution that they come in different forms to exhaust their various desires and passions, according to their attachments. In and living through these names and forms, they evolve and go beyond the mind and intellect to reach the highest. There was never a time when you and I were not there, nor these kings. And nor will there be any future time when you and I and these people will no more be there. The life is eternal. Its manifested expressions are different. Ocean is permanent, but no waves can permanently remain. Waves after waves come and dance, grow up, roar and thunder and clash among themselves, and in the smithareen they go and they disappear. But never is the ocean surface without waves. In the same way, the names and forms have come up. You at this moment we are here. Tomorrow we are not here. But there is never a time that you are no more existing. Nattveva aham bhavishyama sarve vayamata param. All of us. All these members of the great kings who are standing now in the army, all these will never be permanently staying in this form. They will die. But that doesn't mean that they have gone. Where to go? They will permanently be with. In essence, it will be always there. Your bangle can become the ring can become the bangle, the bangle can again become the earring. But the gold is the same. You can melt one and make another, but the gold is never lost. It's the same. But its shape, form, performance, name are different. In the same way, the names and forms may be different. But the essence, the reality is one and the same. From that standpoint, there is never a time when you and I were not here. Never shall time come when we will not be here. In essence, we will be always, ever present, ever, everywhere. Dehinosmin.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe.
Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Tatha dehantara praptihi.
Dhirastatra namuhyati. What are you talking? You are talking against something that we are all experiencing. Where is my grandfather gone? My father whom I adored and worshipped and revered, where is he now? Similarly, my wife died or my son died. So many people are dying and we are bereaved and we mourn over them. And you say that you should not mourn because the reality is permanently there. What do you mean? Now the teacher tries to explain it to a rational, intelligent, thinking man, Arjuna, who will not accept anything because of his blind faith, who is a questioner, who is a skeptic. As a modern youngster he is giving the real argument. Dehi no asmin, asmin dehi, this individual body, the indweller in this body, you, the mind and intellect. You, the individuality who is temporarily at this moment present in your body. The body is the hutman in which you are living. You are tenants, temporary tenants in that body. And in the body, who lives? In this body, I live. And I cannot live in your body. If anybody wants to meet me, they have to come to this body and knock me. Hey, Swami. And then the Swami will answer. If you go and knock anybody and say, Swami, Swami, he will say, what? What is Swami? Shut up. There is no Swami here. Isn't it? Swami is not living in you. Swami is living here. Thus, each individual lives in his own body as a tenant. And the landlord is a very strict fellow. Rent is not paid every week. No. He doesn't believe that you will... he has no belief in you that you may not pay at the end of the week. Then, every day, 3 times you pay. You know that car park, you go and feed every half an hour you get to go and feed. Similarly, every 2.5 hours you have to pay your rent if you want to remain in this body. No, I can't go on paying it. All right, die. Why? You will be ejected out of the tenement. You have to pay your rent 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Not only that, The landlord will not look after the maintenance of this house. You have to look after it. Think of this situation. You have to look after its maintenance outside and inside, and you pay the rent regularly. It's automatic. It will demand. You can't say that I forgot it. You will not forget it because by lunch you will remember it. I mean, it's automatic. Reminders are given. You pay for it. Right? And when the time comes, you are ejected out. But the landlord is a smart guy. He never lends the same house to another individual. No. Each tenant has gone. The house is pulled down. And a new building is made. For every tenant, a new building. Okay? Thus this Dehi, the indweller in the body, the owner of the body, who is living in the body, Asmin yadha dehe, just as in the body, Kaumaram, Yauvanam, Jara. In this very body, don't you go through the various stages in life? Kaumara, childhood. Yauvanam, youth. Jara, old age. Isn't it? But in these, all these changes are of the body. You are young. That is why the old people still feel that they are young. They refuse to accept that I am old. Why? It is the same guy. He who was a child became the young and did all the stupidity and then became old, afraid to die. Unnecessary. Just as these changes have taken place at the body level, and therefore in your environment also, happy childhood, miserable youth, but gracious old age, situations can change. The condition of the body changes. But you who is the experiencer of them all is one and the same. I in my childhood, yes. Then I in my youth, yes. And then I in my old age. This I never changed. The indweller never changed. The physical apparatus, the body, the mind, the intellect changed. And the world of environments of the body, consisting of the world of objects, emotions and thoughts around you, have all changed. The experiences change from moment to moment. But all these were experienced by me, the indweller. So when childhood died, did you end? Is it not you who was a child is now the young man? Will not you, the young man, will be the old man of 10 years or 20 years after? The stages have changed. But you survived through them all in the same way. Tadha dehandara prapti, same way, dehandara prapti. When this body is no more of use, you, the individuality, the mind, intellect, equipment, your bundle of thoughts in you, you who was dwelling in the body and through the body kept all the relationships with the world outside, you quietly leave. Why? That body is no more fit for you to fulfill your rest of your programs of life. The environment is not conducive for giving you the desired experiences. You move on. The body is dead, but you as an individual never dies. When I move from one address to another, change of address. Friends who had my old address comes to their house and knock the house. A strange lady opens it up. And you say, Mr. So, but there is no Mr. So. Why? I have moved. The house is there. But I who was living there is no more living there. But now I have moved into another house. Why? Because I made some money, and therefore this is not the status. For my status, a better house. Or I had now a wife, and before I was only single, and now the wife is there, therefore a little more accommodation necessary. I want to do. See? My work place has changed, and therefore I moved nearer this place. Various reasons. You move your accommodation. In the same way, I, the owner who is now living in this body, when no more can I gain the experiences that are required by me through this body and in this environment, I move. So carefully, every body must die. There is no excuse. Somebody, I don't want to die. You should not have made the mistake of being born. Since you have made the mistake of being born, you will have to die. Why? Einsteinian law. Everything is conditioned by time, and therefore nothing can be permanent. So this body can never be permanent. Every body must die, but nobody dies. Every body must die, but nobody dies. Why? You, the individuality who was sheltered in that body and was gathering your experiences, you, the individuality, the mind, the intellect, moves away, and that condition of the body is called a dead body, where I am no more. That is why in all language in the world, it is always expressed as so-and-so is dead and gone. Why don't you say that he is dead? Yes, dead, but he is dead and gone. Why and gone? The body is dead. And what about the individual whom I respected, loved, revered, my father or whoever it be? Where is that man? Gone. The individuality who was dwelling in that body is gone. And what about the body? Dead. Dead and gone. Mari gaya. Hindi. Satto bhoi. Malayalam. In all languages, all over the world, this idiom is common. Not that so-and-so dead. Dead and gone. That is the idiom. Dead is the condition of the status of the body, and the individuality who was beaming through that body, who was the indweller of the body, gone. Gone in search of a more conducive environment and circumstances to gather more and more of his own experiences. So then here, just as in this very same body, you remain the same, even though the status or your condition changed from childhood to youth and to old age. In the same way, tatha dehantara prapti. There is perfect continuity. There is never a moment when you don't exist at all. You leave this body and this environment, and you reach another body conducive for your rest of your experiences. Dhiras tatra namohyati. A wise man never gets confused therein. You are behaving as though, or talking as though you are a very wise man, but you are behaving like a fool, weeping over things over which you need not weep at all. They don't deserve your weeping at all, but you are doing. See? Continuing.
Matra sparshastu kaunteya.
Matra sparshastu kaunteya.
Shitoshna sukha dukkadaha.
Agama
Agama nityaha. Tam
Arjuna must have looked into Krishna's eyes. You're talking nonsense. Nobody dies. Ha! Everything is permanent. What? See? Just as in the living body you go through various stages and yet you are the same. You, the experiencer, who experienced your childhood, is the experiencer who is now experiencing your youthfulness, and you yourself will be the experiencer of your old age, pain in the back, pain in the legs, shivering, and wrinkles in the body, and you try to massage and remove the wrinkles. Wrinkle will never go, they will come more and more. The more you massage, the more will come. And until at last you go for a plastic surgery. It's good, because the face will look as though you are about 28, but below the neck, 82. Much better to be the old one with wrinkles. Why? There is a graciousness in old age. But your vanity will not allow you that. You may do anything. It is the law of the world, the universe. You cannot go beyond the nature's law. The old age will come. But the entity you is the same, and that is why everybody is able to write their own autobiography. That in my childhood I was like that, and then in the youth I got married once, twice, thrice, and then I became old, and even the old age I wanted to marry but could not marry, and then see? And you go on writing. Why? You are the same. You went through the ups and downs of life, no doubt. Different vicissitudes of life you met, different tragedies you lived through, but you, the experiencer, I, is the same. Similarly, the Atman, the self, the individuality never dies when the body dies. No doubt, through the body we have got attachments. This is my wife, my children, my money, my house, my property, but when you once go beyond the body, there is no more. When you are in deep sleep, when you are no more conscious of your physical body, are you a man or a woman? I don't know. Where is your wife? No. How many children have you got when you are sleeping? Are you rich or poor? I don't know. Why? You are no more in contact with the physical body. It's only through the body you have got all the relationship, all the sense of possession, all the arrogance of existence. Once that the contact is gone, in deep sleep, you are peaceful. Whether you are a successful man or an utter failure, in deep sleep both of them are equally peaceful. Just as in sleep you have no more contact in the world, contact with the body, and therefore the world is wiped out. Similarly, after death, since I have no contact with that body, after my death I have no wife, no children. It is all imagination. Swamiji, even after death, will I marry the same man next life? Yes, you will. You are of that type. That poor fellow cannot escape you, even after death. It is absurd, because this relationship between the two pieces of masses of flesh is only because through the flesh. Even every day when you are sleeping, where is your husband? Where is your wife? Where is your children? Where is your wealth? Where is your power, position, status? When Bush is sleeping, is he president? Or what? All these are with the body. Death is when I have no more contact with that body. That body I leave here for you to cremate. It's very costly, but you have to suffer. Can't help it. I leave it, I doesn't care whether you are doing it or a dog is eating it, doesn't matter to me. I go. It is for you, for sanitary purposes and for the help of the society. You have to remove it. I don't mind. So it is all stupid to go and say that, no, I am purchased. You know, Swamiji, did you see that place, the spot I have purchased? What spot? For my burial. It's a beautiful place. From there, Swamiji, the view of the Pacific Ocean. Ah! And they are guaranteed 20 non-stop music will be there. What more do I want? Flowers, they will look at it. I paid $30,000 for the spot. And they will be looking out. After that, when you have been put in a box and nailed properly and brought down 6 feet down, and then the view is so beautiful. And you just forget it. After my death, your problem, why do I care about it? Think, the body is nothing, there's nothing about it. But because we are attached to the body for 50, 60 years, you develop a kind of stupid attachment to it. How am I to live? How am I to live? Live you must. You will have to, whether you like it or not. The choice is not yours. The more that wisdom comes, death is another experience. Any experience I had. The first wife, I had an experience. Then the second wife, I didn't like it. Therefore, the third wife, I had another experience. Similarly, one experience. I was in this body, and now I am not without the body. But all your pains have ended. All the pains are because of the body. Cancer. Pain. Again. After death, what a relief. Because the body is no more with me. The body alone can give me the sorrows and joys of it. There I am only just a mass of thoughts. Thing. So that you are weeping over things over which you should not weep. There is no necessity. Just as in your life itself, the childhood, youth and old age, you continuously survive even though these changes have taken place. Agama, therefore, this is permanent. Even though I understood, but explain to me, what about this world? How am I to live? You give me this knowledge, okay? If this is true, what is my status or my lifestyle? What should be my intelligent lifestyle while living in this world? Here you are. Matra sparshastu Kaundeya. Kaundeya Kundi ka bete, son of Kundi. Son of Kunti, when you say, Krishna says, very often you will be saying that. That means Arjuna has watched that Krishna's reverence and respect for Kunti, the mother. And Mother Kunti respected and loved Krishna more than all the 5 children, because all the 5 children gave her lot of sorrows. The only one who gave her some comfort is Krishna. So he more than the sons. And he had such a respect and reverence for Kunti that he respected her more than his own mother. That gracious lady's son you are. Therefore, I am not trying to win a point by telling you some stupid idea. It is truth that I am talking. Had it been not in the war front, I would have taken the books from the shelves and shown you the chapter and the verse. It is not that I am just telling it from my head, but these are all Vedic declarations. These are truths that have been discovered by the subjective scientists, the rishis. What is it? Matra spar Kaundeya. Kundi Putra, the joys and sorrows of life are only coming because of sparshan, your contact with the world. I don't know, is it not? In deep sleep, all experience. See? Or somebody obliged you on the road with giving you one on the nose and you fell down. What is your experience now? So long as my mind is contacting the outer world, then alone joy and sorrow can come. If the mind is made impossible for the mind to contact the outer world, your experience is wonderful. That is why people drink. After 6 drinks when you are driving, you tend and hit a tree. And you go and say, what have you done? Why did you do that? 3 times I told the tree, I am coming, move, move. You won't move. The tree was coming towards me. So I went and by contact with the world outside alone, sorrow can come. A mother-in-law of a South Indian who has just now got a job and newly married and came to Bombay, and he was living in a single-room tenement. Just now got a job. But he's a South Indian. Surely he's going to be on the top within 2 years, 3 years, because he knows how to make maska. Never mind. And very efficient and competent. So he will go up. Now at this moment they are living like that. Now as they were living there, suddenly he thought that no, his wife thought that, my mother, why don't you call my mother also? I want to see my mother. So the poor man said, okay, call the mother. The mother-in-law is a 6-footer, 62 chest, looking after the whole joint family in the village, where there are 16 members in the family, some 20 bedrooms, big house and all. And this lady alone used to do all the work. And that lady was brought into the house. Which? One single bedroom. When you are sleeping, it is a bedroom. When you are cooking, it is when you are eating, it's the dining room. And when you are just sitting down around it together and on the floor, it is a sitting room. This is the situation. Now this lady cannot keep quiet. Cooking is so simple because only 2 people, 3 people together, small pots. So she has nothing to do. So from morning till evening, 4 times, 5 times, she cleans the whole room, the whole house, which is a room. Mother-in-law is damn angry with the son-in-law. Son-in-law doesn't understand why it is so. So started whispering, and it is a one room, so you can't whisper also. Your mother-in-laws always understand what you whisper better than what you talk loudly. So then the man started asking, why is it that your mother is very angry with me? I also think the same way. But why? I don't know. She never told me. But then she seems to be very angry, red in the face when she sees me. And until at last, one day after dinner, he asked straight, Amma, what is wrong with me? Why are you so angry with me? I am trying to do everything for you. And why is it you don't know? You have kept something in the wall. What? You have kept something in the wall which bites me. What do you mean? The electricity there, it is always giving me shock. But Amma, electricity will never jump on anybody. I have not yet heard. Maybe you are attracting electricity on you or what? Amma, tell me, when does the electricity bite you? She says that when I am trying to clean inside the socket or the plug with a wet towel. Sparshastu Kaunteya. Yeah, Mama, only when you go and contact, it will kick you. If you stay there, it will be there properly. In the same way, things in the world outside cannot touch you. It is your relationship with it that gives you joy. Ha! Beautiful. It is what do you call that? Window shopping. You are peaceful, happy in there. Chalo, let us go. Nothing else to do. Let us go. What? Shopping. What are you going to shop? Nothing. Window shopping. Just to see. And then you go. And then at each window you stand there. What a pity. 800 million people in this country, but I got an husband who will never allow me to purchase these things. Beautiful things. And then after coming home, you can't get sleep. Why? Those things are not mine. Where did it all happen? Because of my mental contact with that object. A drunkard feels very happy to get a bottle of whiskey. But a non-drunkard or a teetotaler, even if he is given a bottle or he sees a bottle, it never attracts him. Think, the bottle, insentient things. But your mental climate is such that you make yourself available for the objects to tempt you. Then thereafterwards you say that, I am under temptation. I don't know why I am getting tempted. Why I am getting tempted? Because your mind is ready to be... You contact. Your contact is not intelligent. Therefore the world is tying you down. See? Matra sparshastu Kaunteya. Hey Kunti ka bete, son of Kunti. This is only because of your contact, the right contact with the world outside, nothing wrong. In wrong contacts that you get entangled with the world outside. Shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha, all your experiences of heat and cold, Shitoshna, sukha dukkha, joy and sorrow are all in the way you contact. A little hot, and you open the window. And a little cold, close the door. You go on hymning and Shitoshna sukha dukkha, or joy and sorrow, success and failure, loss and gain, is all by our contact with it, that these various experiences. And then what am I to do then? I am here in this world. Agamapayino anitya. These are all agamapai. They come and go. One moment hot, another moment cold. If you go on complaining, you can continue. A little. Today Swamiji is very windy. Oh, very cold. And the day before yesterday was saying that it's very hot. Summer has come, I think. Half an hour, that's all. Now outside, breeze is there. Heat and cold. And you really speaking, if you keep your ears open, it's wonderful to hear that. Rain. No rain at all, Swamiji, no rain at all. And let there be rain for 3 days. Swamiji, rain or rain? Anything you are complaining. My people, my father and mother, they don't care for me. All right, father and mother have landed. Swamiji, they have landed, they are not going. They are not going. That is a complaint. If the wife smiled, I don't know why she is smiling so much. 6 inches smile, why should he? I think she is grinning at me. Now she doesn't smile. It's all very tragic. She is not smiling at all. She must expect her to do it. Naturally, you are never happy. Because she is an independent lady. She has got her own ways of smiling. You should have asked her before marriage that in a smile, let me see. No, that is not the right kind of smile.
Yes, sure.
Never they are the same. They are agamapai. They come and go. Tam titikshasva bharata. When they come to you, joys and sorrows, success and failure, tam them titikshasva, suffer silently. Don't get perturbed by them. Why? By the time you say that I am sick, you have to say that now I am all right. Last 2 days, you're sick, very sick and all that. So the third day I meet you and say, hey, how are you now? Why? Oh, that was last week. Now I am all right. But last week he was dying. And this week he is planning the next marriage. Haven't you in your life also watched? Your own silent heart, have you watched? Your friend crying and you went there for bereavement because his wife died. You went, you also wept, he also wept. Third week, you get an invitation card. My marriage, please come. When you go there, you don't know whether to weep or to smile. So you do both together. That fellow's forgotten. Agama, he comes and goes. And he tries to give you an explanation that it is not that I want to marry, but then the 2, 3 children, small children, to look after them. This is the best babysitter. Laughable if you keep on watching how people move from one to the other. These are not to be, should not waste your time in running up and down. When joy comes, you go beyond the clouds. When sorrow comes, you come crashed down. No, keep your balance. Let them come and go. But every one of us will be ups and downs. If a piece of wood is in the sea will have always the waves, and the wood is, floating on the waters. Naturally, that wood will have to go up and down according to the rhythm of the waves. Isn't it? But the same waves, or in the same waves, is standing the lighthouse at the harbor. but the lighthouse is not going up and down. Why? Lighthouse is not floating on the surface, but it is built on the foundation of the rocks down below. Therefore, the light illumines the waves. The waves come and clash and die away. But the lighthouse stands steady. May you all learn to live like a lighthouse. In the tumultuous changes of situations and circumstances and the world of change and tossing situations in the world, learn to keep your balance. How? By building your life on firm foundations. But all of us are only floating in life. A little happiness, the mind, and next moment, Agama Vaino Nitya. These are all impermanent. They come and go. No joy can permanently stay with you. No sorrow can permanently stay with you. Then what am I to do? Silently suffer them. With dignity. With silent dignity, suffer them. Because you know they are not going to be permanent. They will go away. Agama vaino nitya tam titikshatsa bharata. Hey Bharata Gulotama, tam titikshatsa. Suffer them silently with dignity and patience. They will not be permanent. And enjoy yourself, the life. And do achieve what you want to achieve in life without getting knocked down by all these different experiences come and go.
Has it paused or is there some issue with my?
No issue. I think it's the next episode is coming.
Okay.
I think there's anything.
which we are now taking, following a traditional rule in literature in Hinduism, that the opening verse or verses in a Shastra textbook, in a scriptural textbook, generally indicates the main contents of the textbook. None of our Sanskrit books have got a page left for contents. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, as every other book has got. Any philosophy textbook in the Western world, if you open it up, you find 3-4 pages of contents, the main themes and subjects that has been dealt with in the entire textbook. Instead of that, they used to suggest the entire main subjects in 1 or 2 verses. And a student who is capable of thinking about it will understand from it what are the topics that are being discussed in the rest of the book. Nowadays, when you purchase a book, you find on the flap, either on the back side or the inner side of the flap, there's something about the author and something about the contents of the book. In Bhagavad Gita, the 2nd chapter is dedicated for it, meaning in the 2nd chapter, all the main ideas that are going to be discussed in the 18 chapters are being hinted at from the highest philosophy of the Vedanta, or the one infinite self which is present everywhere, which is eternal, immutable, changeless, permanent, in which the impermanent things are rising up and playing about. The impermanent ones will die or will decay, disappear, change, but the essential reality permanently remains. Just as the ocean permanently remains, but the waves come and die away, is the play of the ocean. From that highest standpoint, down to the entire text, the subjects that are spiritual subjects and practices that are going to be discussed in the entire Gita are being hinted in the 2nd chapter. So the 2nd chapter can be considered as the contents, revealing to you what are the programs of thought development that Krishna is conceiving in his mind in order to impart it to the student. Thus, having developed the scenario, the background, Krishna and Arjuna are sitting on the chariot between the 2 armies, and Arjuna gets mentally upset by the vision of this, by the wrong judgment of the situation that he is facing, and he collapses. To such a human being who is feeling mentally incompetent to face his challenges, Krishna is answering. This confusion in your mind is thoughtless. You have not understood the game of life. You have not understood what you are, the world that you are facing in front of you. Now, from the standpoint of the highest reality, wise people never weep over those that are dead and gone or those who are not yet gone. They come and go. This is called life. There is nothing to be unhappy about it, to weep over. Unless you are attached to that individual form, and therefore because of your love and attachment, minus that individual, your life becomes a little shaky, and therefore you weep over it. Okay, you are welcome to weep, but wise people never weep. All these experiences are only in your contact with the world outside. The world outside are inert things. They by themselves cannot tease you. It is your mental condition that makes you a victim to the enchantments of the world of objects. Think. It is your point of view. In my mother, I see only my mother. But my father sees in her his wife. But her father sees in her daughter. Think. The mother remaining the same. Our relationship, our attitude, our emotions are all different. Why? Because of our mental attitude towards her. Thus, who is a smoker? He is enchanted by a packet of cigarettes. A drunkard, a bottle of whiskey. But a non-smoker, that packet of cigarette never affects him. Think. So you cannot say that the packet of cigarette attracted me, enchanted me, or the bottle enchanted me. You got enchanted by them because your mind is craving for it. Change your mind, it cannot affect you. Think. So to say that this enchanting, fancy world is trapping me and I am not free, it is not the world. It is you who are going hugging on them. They cannot touch you. They are inert things. They have no capacities at all. You are the master of your situation. But you yield yourself to be a slave to him, to them, because of your mental attitude. The neighbor's child died. Will you not go there and console them? And it is, you are not affected by it. But supposing it is your own, ooh! Why? What the phenomena happened in the outer world is a child died. How many died? Every minute around the world? It is not even affecting. Every day you read in the Gulf area or in the Lebanon or in the Iraq or Iran, you read so many people died of Punjab, Kashmir, you read every day. And then you say, oh, today there is no news, only 14 people died. 14. If one of them is your uncle, or your nephew, or your brother-in-law, or your son-in-law, it is a personal tragedy. Ooh. While somebody else died, nothing happens. 200 odd people died in that plane crash. Yes, 200. Oh, very good. And you change the column. This doesn't affect. So the death of an individual or individuals by themselves cannot affect you. It is a phenomenon. It is something happening outside you. But you get crushed by the situation only because of your mental attitude towards it. If your girlfriend gives you a chappal, yes, in your mind she is like that. It's not her fault. Her father is like that, and that is why she is behaving that way. Oh, excused. But if anybody else, it is insulting, etc. Everywhere, every situation, it is the mind that interprets the world. So, matra sparshasta kaundeya. Hey Kunti ka putra, son of Kunti, all your various experience of heat and cold, loss and gain, joy and sorrow are all arising in your mind because of your contact with the world. In deep sleep, whatever be your great crisis and tragedy in your life, bereavement in your life, once slept, where is sorrow? You have no more contact with the world outside. So it is, be careful to keep your mind in such a way that your contact with the world outside is healthy at all times. So that in these ups and downs and changes that are taking place, you don't dance about. They are all happening all around you to entertain you, not knowing that the nature is entrapping you, but it is your attachment to it that gives you this sorrow. Continue.
Yam hi na vyathaya.
So, I think we'll continue with verse 15 next time. I don't think we have got time to go through it. So, any comments, any thoughts on what you have heard? You've got 10 minutes to reflect over it. Any thoughts? What did you understand? What did you get confused about? So, the core message is what Gurudev was talking about. It is not the word outside which has the potency to inflict any pain or pleasure on me. It is only when I contact the word outside and interpret it that way. So this example that he was giving about the death happening outside, well, that's happening every minute. If today, we were hearing this news about this Air India plane crashed and 200 odd people died. It happens all the time. So differentiation in order to understand. So if in those 200 people, if there was somebody related to me, I would be affected by it. So my so-and-so died. So when it is me, my, and mine, whenever, with anything, whenever you attach, so these me, mine, me, my, and mine, these are the conjuncting words, conjunctions, which establish my relationship with the things outside. Whenever you say anything, have this relationship or attachment with the things, only then they can affect you. So people died in the plane crash. It's just a phenomenon. It's happening. But if there was somebody, my relative, then I would be differently affected. But so long as people died, it's a phenomenon. I observe it, I listen to it, talk about it, and then I move on. But if there's my people die, only then I get affected by it. Why? I have attached myself with the incident. So the point to understand here is only when my mind is clinging onto the things in the world outside, I get affected by it, I get entrapped by it. So the subtle message here is we must control, train, and tame our mind so that it does not go out, get attached with the things, interpret it, and then invoke those emotions and feelings in me that I either suffer or enjoy. So it is the mind. Mind is creating all these dualities or binary experiences. So world outside is full of all inert things. These things are inert. They have no life in them. They have no power or authority upon you. They cannot do anything unless you or your mind goes out and clings with them or attaches with them. So what we need to understand it, all my experiences that I experience every minute of the day, all those experiences are caused by myself. I am causing them. And when you have this insight into how these things are happening, there is something you can do about it. Work on your mind, train your mind, and stop your mind converting things into binary fashion. Because as soon as the mind defines a phenomena or a thing outside, I become attached with it and I have corresponding emotions generated in me. So that is the mute message here. Though Gurudev is not saying it, but obviously this will become clearer as we move forward, study different other chapters. And particularly the chapter on Dhyan, chapter 6, will be explaining on it. Why we have to meditate and gain this competency of bringing my mind in my control. So if you can gain that control over your mind, then you can stop your mind to go out and engage with things without your permission. And that is the real practice. When I say practice, in Sanskrit, we call it sadhana. Sadhana means you practice, you train your mind, practice to concentrate your mind, bring it there, and gain that sustained concentration at will. That is the competency that is required. Because only when your mind is in your control, you can contemplate on your real nature and realize it. So now, one after another, Lord Krishna is going to be peeling off the layers and explaining the various concepts. So he will be touching upon as the verses, we proceed with further verses in chapter 2. Lord Krishna will be introducing a lot of themes and topics that are further expounded upon and discussed in length in subsequent chapters. So we will understand those things in detail. So if anything that you have in your mind, please speak up. We've got 2 more minutes to go. And then, so next Wednesday, we will finish the commentary on verse 15, and then we'll continue our reading. Okay. Any thoughts, any ideas? None? So Himanshi, did you get your answer of the question you posed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing, isn't it? You posed a
Amazing. Gurudev
question
also
and
explained.
So
You get the answer.
so it's not about you being insensitive. It's not about being insensitive. We're just trying to understand how things happen. Because we grieve. And if we are experiencing any of these bodily experiences, it means that we are operating in the realm of ajnana. We still believe that I am the body. Thank you, Preeti. That's fine. So let us finish off. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva He Nath Narayana Vasudeva He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurupyo Namah Hari Om. Chali, thank you. I will see you next Wednesday. You contemplate and think about what is being discussed today. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. We'll talk about it. Bye.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.